My story takes place in our family's first home in Sta Ana, Manila when I was around 10 years old. It involves our townhouse resident white lady, and is actually a fairly wholesome haunting. Both my mom and my aunt remember this story. I'll rewind back to when my parents were newlyweds and had just moved in together into a recently vacated townhouse unit. One of the neighbors came over to welcome my mom. Dad has lived in that townhouse complex with his family since he was a teenager, so I imagine it was a close-knit community. After some small talk, the neighbor mentioned that the previous tenant would always leave small offerings to the spirit that resides around our house. Aren't harmful, but it might be good if you continued to put out offerings, the neighbor added. My mom figures there's no harm in doing so, having experienced the presence of entities throughout her life in her childhood home. 3 years have passed since then, and every day Mom has left out some water and snacks/breakfast for our ghost aunt. Mom assumed she really was around, as I would sometimes be interacting with someone unseen. I would apparently laugh at something and stretch my arms out to someone. I was never harmed though, so my parents let it be. One afternoon, Dad and I were playing in our front driveway close by some overgrown santan bushes. The driveway was shared by everyone at the townhouse, so it was absurdly wide. Mom and one of my aunts who lived next door were standing just outside of our front door, chatting and watching us. Mom was pregnant with my younger sister then. I guess my dad and I were starting to become very hyper and silly running around the driveway, which caused my mom and aunt to laugh and giggle. While this was happening, Mom noticed something in the santan bushes. She looked over and noticed a lady standing in the bushes smiling and looking at me and my dad. The lady then looked over at my mom, still smiling, and disappeared. Mom blinked a couple of times and quickly turned to my aunt, who was already staring at the bushes. "Did you see that?" Mom asked my aunt. My aunt was wide-eyed, and vigorously nodded her head. They both stood there in dumbfounded silence. This story was created by n_Chayu. Don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe to my channel for more horror story to upload.